Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 8 o'clock a.m. You're listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Something new. You guys are going to see it here momentarily. We've got a great guest today. He's back once again, ladies and gentlemen. The VP of Marketing and Sales at the Paramount, Mr. Jim Jarvis. How you feeling?
Oh, man, I'm excited. This new crib you guys have is absolutely beautiful. Like, super fun to be a part of. And Gabriel and Brett and all you guys, man, I'm happy to be back.
Thank you very much. All right. Happy to have you back. Brett and Gabriel are in the house. Brett's behind the camera doing some great stuff. Going to catch some good footage for our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe to that, folks. Thank you very much. We need like 518 more subscribers. So if you can hear the sound of my voice and you're not subscribed, please hit that button.
518. All right.
That's right.
And if we could do that by 9 o'clock, I feel like I'm on one of those Jerry Lewis telethons. We're manning the phones now. Please call and subscribe.
Right? Absolutely. And Gabriel's here too. Good morning. Once again, Brett graduated last weekend. So shout out to Brett one more time. Aurora Community College, Waubonsie Community College, excuse me. All right. So we've got a lot to talk about today. We've got RiverEdge shows and all kinds of cool stuff to talk about. Here's from the press release, hot off the presses. Aurora's RiverEdge Park summer concert season starts 26th with Blues on the Fox Festival, including Styx, REO Speedwagon, Rick Springfield, Flo Rida, and more. Early bird discount, you bet. Purchase tickets to mini concerts by June 1st and save. All right. So much going on, man. So much going on. We're going to play some clips here, too.
I got to tell you, like, it's been busy. Everybody's scrambling to do that last minute stuff. We've been prepping the park now for months.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, like I say it all the time, Aurora's got one of the most beautiful outdoor concert venues in the Midwest, paragraph. I mean, you're right along the river. You got downtown as a backdrop to it. And it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be a busy, fun, cool summer.
Yep. Now, as we talked about, let's do our check-in now, though. How have you, Mr. Jim Jarvis, how have you been, sir? How you feeling? What's our heart feeling like?
Well, it's funny you say that. So I just had for those scoring at home, I have a thing called aortic valve disease. So my heart leaks. I've only got 3 valves. Everyone else is born with 4. I was on the table 4 years ago getting ready to get open heart surgery, and they called it off. So I just went in recently, a month ago, to get an update on stuff. The leakage, it's funny that there's such thing as called acceptable leakage to your heart.
Wow.
You would think it's kind of like radiation. A little radiation is bad. Yeah. Same thing with blood leaking from your heart. So 5 is the threshold for getting it fixed somehow. I'm at 4.9, but I feel totally cool and good and fine. I'm not tired or anything else. So they're monitoring it a bunch. I'm going in to meet with 2 different surgeons to kind of figure out, what's the next steps as we hone in on 5.
Okay.
Hopefully I get through the concert season without any of that stuff, or maybe we could do it on Good Morning Aurora live, the first ever open heart surgery right here with you guys.
Man, that would be awesome.
Brett is salivating right now with the camera going, yes. And we could have the surgeon wear a GoPro and we can get in there and do all that. Play-by-play from Curtis. The surgeon's cutting. And then you got to have to do it like a golf thing. The surgeon now is approaching. He's got the saw on and he is cutting his chest open.
Right.
I'm good.
I can still see a little movement in Jim's eyes, but that's cool. The time is 8:03 and the scalpel is now cutting. a whole lot of acts and a whole lot of different shows.
Yep.
And it feels really good to be saying to the folks that the Paramount is affordable. So let's talk about RiverEdge Park and all the shows. They are affordable. We were talking about ticket prices and everything. Aurora is a great place where the families can still come out, see a good show, have a good time, and not break the pocket. Let's talk about how important that is for folks.
It is. Like it has been part of the driving force of RiverEdge Park since day one. And really for us, our CEO, Tim Rader, was the one who said, hey, whatever we do, we want to make sure that people can afford this and that families can come to a show.
Right.
So, our highest price ticket is $50. That's for REO Speedwagon, and for Styx, I think Flow is $49. But then we have shows that start at $2 and $5. We do these downtown lives. It's been a long tradition, right? And so we've got great acts. We have two hype crews, so they do all the great R&B and hip hop and stuff from, the 80s, 90s, 2000s on it. And, people bring out their kids to it, and it's a really cool, and you can get a ticket right now for $2 or come June 1st, it goes up to $5. Seventh Heaven, one of the, greatest cover bands there is anywhere around the Midwest. Those guys, the same thing, and when you get there, it's also the fact of like drinks are affordable. Beers are $8. You're not paying $14 like you would at some other concert venues. Food's affordable. Everything we do, we're trying to make it so people can come in. And it was great because last year I met somebody who actually said they came to all but 2 shows last year. And the reason they could do it is because tickets were so affordable. And he couldn't make those 2 shows because he was out of town. Like nothing makes us happier to hear that we're able to provide that kind of service. And especially nowadays, man, life's still crazy after COVID and everything going on in the world. And what a great place to just celebrate life with a bunch of folks who love music and just want to enjoy their time, man.
That's right. RiverEdge Park's right downtown on Broadway, right across from the Aurora Transportation Center, and sandwiched in between Jake's Bagels as well. There's been renovations going on, haven't there? Been seeing, was there a couple things going on? Any
over by us?
Yeah, over at the RiverEdge?
Well, we're going to start doing some things. So, like we've got all the fencing is out right now, those kind of things. But there's going to be some new stuff, sometime by the end of July, it sounds like, new beautiful permanent fencing is going in. So we're not going to have to use that chain link fence anymore and stuff. There will be down the road, there's going to be, a new beverage pod that's going in that right now they're trying to figure out, the timelines for things, new washrooms, those kind of things. So over the next couple of years, there's all sorts of new renovations going on, new entryway into the park. So it's on the plans, it's on the books, and slowly by surely, the hard part is trying to get this because now, we did the summer of RiverEdge Park. We're going to end this year with Fiestas Patras in mid-September.
That's right.
Then you turn around, we've only got like 3 weeks or a month, and Chris Kindle Market starts to load in because it takes them over a month because we're doing that. Huge, success last year. 150,000 people came out for that whole thing.
Big time.
We do that until the end of December. Then you got a little time off, but it's not like you can, break ground, pour concrete, etc. And then we're back at it again in the spring, trying to, get ready to go back to the summer concert season. So we're trying to figure out with the city right now, how do we work all that in? But it's going to be cool.
All right. The time is 8:07 a.m. You're listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. DJ Suave Smooth is here. Hey, Jarvis.
Oh, dude, he is the man. Like, I see him everywhere.
Brother.
And he's the DJ for the 4th of July celebration at RiverEdge Park.
Okay.
So, and it's a great thing. Like, last year we had 8,000 people turn out. As soon as the gates open, DJs playing the music, and Clayton Muhammad's out there leading dance parties and all sorts of stuff, and it's super cool. And I will say Suave is like such a community dude.
Yes.
And you will see him everywhere from, he'll take on doing a gig for a grammar school, and then he's doing a nightclub later on in the evening on stuff. So, I think that's true Aurora. Like, people are involved in this community like you guys and getting a tour of this kind of place. And, you can tell I'm stoked about it because I feel like that's what we all are, One Aurora.
Absolutely.
And we're all working together, man.
Absolutely. And trying to make the city look good, feel good, and sound good in all different ways. Yeah, Suave Smooth, shouts out out to the brother. He's doing I think right now he's still on his high school tour. He's doing a lot of great things, did the prom dances as well. So when you see him out there, say hi to him and follow him on Instagram and Facebook. Ashley Harper's here. Good morning. Jonathan Rosenthal. Good morning. I'm planning on seeing REO. All right, Ashley Harper. That's pretty cool.
Right in the storm out. And Ashley Harper, I'm putting together a sock puppet one-man REO Speedwagon tribute show. So for an extra $200, you can come early and watch me lip sync with hand puppets and socks. So,
hey, that's a deal.
Right.
I like that.
And you can have photo opportunities with the hand puppets later on.
Very cool. Mark Lopez, good morning. DJ Skidmark, that's who he is. Karen Flowers, Saul Olivas, and Aisha Saxon. So good to see you guys. So we've got some video clips that we're going to show you guys too as well. I'm going to read a little bit more from this. Now, June 16th is when everything starts. The City of Aurora's fireworks are free. The celebration's free as well. For 4th of July. Plan ahead and save. Tickets and information, visit riveredgeaurora.com or call 630-896-6666. The satellite box office is the Paramount Theater, 23 East Galena, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Get your tickets there. I'll tell you this, you got to use those early bird savings whenever you can, man. Go ahead, save yourself 10%. In most cases, I think it is something like that. Yeah, 10%. Now, let's talk about some of the music. We want to play a little bit of music here. I've got the full concert season as well, but we're going to talk about Ruthie Foster first. She's a 4-time Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter who mixes a wide palette of American song forms from gospel and blues to jazz, folk, and soul, described by Rolling Stone as pure magic to watch and hear. So we're going to take the camera over here real quick and go ahead, Gabriel. Hit it up, man.
Yeah, I got to tell you, like, we've never had her before.
Yeah.
And we're excited, man. Absolutely excited to have somebody with that kind of talent. And Rolling Stone, like, hit the nail on the head. Like, she is known for those live performances and that voice she has, that range she has, that soul that she puts out there when she's standing in front of that microphone. Like, everything about it's magical.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really cool, to have her here at Blues Fest for the first time.
Crank it up a little bit, Gabe. The name of the song is I Don't Want to Give Up on You, and it sounds beautiful. We're going to put some of the links to these songs in the chat as well. Can you can actually do that as well, please, Gabe? Thank you very much.
And I'll tell you, go check her out, man. Go listen to some of her music, and a couple songs into it, you're I've got her on my stuff now on her Spotify list.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you'll become a convert really quick.
Ruthie Foster is this artist. She's absolutely wonderful, drawing influence from legendary acts like Mavis Staples and Aretha Franklin. Tickets are $15. Come on now. Get on out there and check that out. Oh, man.
And get them early.
Get them
so
early.
It's either 15 or even 25. And you got
25,
two artists that
that's
night, right? You got Ruthie Foster and you got Jimmy
Vaughn. Yeah.
But, to see that kind of talent for $15 it's sick.
Yep. So let's do a little bit of Jimmy Vaughn next. I'm going to talk to you guys about Jimmy Vaughn here. When I talk about country and blues, they're the same thing. That's according to 4-time Grammy winner. So let me
Grammy winner.
Jimmy Vaughn says he's a Grammy winner. Muddy Waters and Hank Williams, Webb Pierce and Jimmy Reed. It's American music. I'm tired of trying to pigeonhole everything. I want to bring it together. I like that. Hit play, young man. Hit play.
I mean, I'm sorry. It's Jimmy Vaughn. When you talk about some of the greatest guitar players and some of the greatest, blues artists, Jimmy Vaughn's absolutely at the top of the list. Like, this dude has dedicated his life to blues and music. And like he said, he really does, have that soulful country, blues all in one. And, it's been years, probably been 8 or 9 years since we had him on stage. And the cool thing about it is I was out front of the park, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, Jimmy Vaughn just comes walking up. Like, no, doesn't come in a car, didn't whatever. He was literally walking around downtown Aurora and shows up. Somebody else is on stage already and came to the front door, walks right in, like no pretense about the guy, walked in, said hello to everybody, please, thank you, shaking hands. hands with staff. Like, he's just one of those down-to-earth dudes who gets it. Like, he's lucky to do what he gets to do.
Absolutely.
And then you can feel it on stage, man. He lives for those moments when he's up on stage.
Crank it up a little bit more. Crank it up a little more, man.
And he puts on an amazing show. Absolutely amazing. Like, watching that dude shred that guitar, phenomenal.
Nice. All right, so that's a little preview of two of the great acts that are going to be taking place. Once again, that's Ruthie Foster and Jimmy Vaughn.
That's Friday night at Blues.
Friday night at Blues on the Fox. For those who are unfamiliar, because we've got some folks, I meet people all the time. I've been meeting them more in the last 2 or 3 years who are recent, not necessarily transplants to Aurora. They may have lived in some further out places,
sure,
even nearby, Wheaton, Montgomery, what have you, and now they're just coming into town and checking things out. What's the history of Blues on the Fox?
Yeah, so Blues on the Fox, the whole reason that we even do this is there is the tallest building in downtown Aurora is Leland Towers. At the top of Leland Towers, it was called the Sky
Deck.
Deck, right.
It was, yeah, Sky Deck.
And so back in the 30s, Bluebird Records, one of the producers there, found that the acoustics at the top of that place was amazing. So what he did is he sat down, set up a recording studio upstairs, and he brought in some of the best blues artists, you know, from out the Midwest to come in, and they did these series of recordings. And I know that later on, a few years ago, they did they replicated that album with the Fox Valley Music Foundation.
Right.
But that's where it all started. Like that, you know, people think of Chicago as blues, and it very much obviously is. But Aurora played such a key role in blues back then. Mm-hmm. And, you know, so having those kind of artists here, so when folks got together to celebrate that and they started Blues on the Fox, it was all about that simple recording session that went on for like 5 months. And, you know, 25, 26 years later, here we are still celebrating.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Amazing history. And Leland Towers, again, downtown Aurora. Take a look. Great place to take pictures and shout it out. Our dear friend Tracy Duran is out there. She does a lot of the Aurora history, and Leland Hotel Aurora is her Instagram. Check it out and hear and read some of the associated ghost stories and all kinds of funny things happening in Leland Tower. Did Al Capone use this steak knife? I don't have one. Right,
but you sold it. It looked cool, though. You know what I mean? Like, you committed to that whole thing. I saw Brett flinch. So if the camera shakes, it was because you made him nervous.
You know, from the who's who of who was up there, and she has the menu from like the 30s. Man, a glass of whiskey was like 15 cents. Man, you could look at the prices and stuff. It's wow. Good days.
And it's such a cool building, and I know they've renovated a bunch of it inside.
Yes, they have.
And it's beautiful.
Yep. So the time is, what time is it? What time is the time? Time is 8:17 a.m., ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a quick commercial break. As I mentioned, Jim, I want to give the folks this important information about glucose testing and from the Prisco Community Center as well. We're here with Jim Jarvis, ladies and gentlemen, VP of Marketing and Sales at the Paramount Theater at RiverEdge Park. Blues on the Fox, man, so many great things. Flow Rider, Styx, REO Speedwagon. Get those early bird tickets by June 1st. Okay. So first things first, the Prisco Community Center Fitness Center. I've got the rates and hours. I want to give a shout out to our dear friends of the Fox Valley Park District, Ivan Chambers. Good morning to you as well, sir. Facility hours are Monday through Friday, 5 to 9 a.m., Saturday and Sunday, 7 to 4 p.m. Scratch it out. First of all, it's not 5 to 9 a.m., right? Because that little bit of time, Curtis, that early in the morning? 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Daily admission for adults, if you're a resident of the City of Aurora, is $8. If you're a non-resident, $10. Students and seniors, $6 for residents, $8 for non-residents. Membership, monthly, couples, students, seniors, and family, very, very affordable. Very affordable. And included with your membership, Kickstart program, group exercise, locker rooms, and open gym. 150 West Illinois Avenue is the Prisco Center. So go up there, 630-859-8606, 630-859-8606. Get a membership. Tell them you heard about it on Good Morning Aurora.
And your guy Gabriel works out there and said the gym's great, right, Gabriel? Yeah.
That's right. Gabriel getting this swole on, looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger's young twin.
Maybe you guys promote an appearance by Gabriel. You do some autographs, meet and greets, get to work out with Gabriel. Big contest, fundraiser, like $200 a ticket, and then one lucky winner gets to hang out with you and work out, and then go to have some breakfast down the block, unhealthy breakfast.
Let's work out and go to Aurora Pancake House after that. Yeah, that is. Yeah, I like that place. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, free glucose testing. So this is every Wednesday, 8 to 10 a.m. First come, first served basis at Rush Copley Diabetes Center. If you need help monitoring your blood sugar, please stop by. For more information, call 630-898-3649. The Diabetes Center, Rush Copley, is located at 2088 Ogden Avenue, Suite 100. At Rush, excellence is just the beginning. Ooh.
Nice.
I like that. It's like, damn, what comes next?
And we're lucky. Like, the truth of the matter is, like, having that hospital in our backyard, like, awesome.
Yeah.
We're people don't realize it until you need it.
Seriously.
How important it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. A competent doctor, a great hospital, with a staff that cares. Yeah, very important.
As a guy who's got frequent flyer miles and ER rooms from skateboard accidents and stuff, and I end up there a lot, great ER. I will absolutely give them high recommendations over there.
How often do you skate? You still skate?
I do. Like, it would be every single day. That would be my zen. I got a longboard. I don't throw tricks around anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, to me, it's kind of like land surfing, and so it's my moments of zen. I did have a little accident a few years ago, and I shattered my shoulder into 5 pieces. Over at the boss's house, Tim Rader's house. And so it took me 9 months to get over that and pieced it all back together. But yeah, we're back at it.
He's looking good and not doing too much of the arm stuff today, so we're all good.
No, yes, I don't overdo that one anymore.
Pump it up. All right. Karen Flowers is here. Good morning to you. And Mark Lopez, Saul said hi to Saul. Wendy Connell, good morning. Get to know our friends of the League of Women Voters of the Aurora area. Shouts out to you. Jose Art is here. Good morning, right back at you. He had a great interview on our sister program, Buenos Dias Aurora, yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Yes, he is a fantastic body painter, an international body painter as well, with a part of a good collective of really artistic folks doing good stuff. So shout out to Jose Art. When you see him out there, say hi. And Juan Cayetano is here. Got to give a shout out to Mr. Cayetano and he and his wife have a business, Woodcrafters by Luz E. Juan. And they went out to Chicago yesterday and presented a handmade wooden plaque for fallen police officer Ariana Taylor.
Oh, right.
And it lit up and it was really well. You can see it on our Buenos Dias Aurora Facebook page. So kudos to him. Well done.
And
well
it's
done.
like, that's an example of like the cool breadth and scope of the art community in Aurora.
Absolutely.
You know, because a lot of people at times just think about like plays being art, etc. But man, if you come here and just really spend a little time and dig in, the amazing culture and art community that we have is awesome.
Right. All right. So we're going to do a little bit more music right now. This feels cool. Oh, hold on. Let me scratch myself up. That felt so cool saying that. We're going to play a little more music right now.
I will say,
Ooh.
like, after doing the show with you guys a few times, like, to be able to do this and
Yes.
watch this, like, it's cool. Congratulations. And this is
brother.
no
Thank
easy
you, sir.
task. As somebody who's done this for 41 years, I'm telling you, I know what goes into the preparation for all this and running video and music. You guys are rocking it.
Thank you.
Absolutely rocking it.
Appreciate it. Gabriel, Brett, I tell y'all every day, man, I love you to death. You're doing a good job, guys. Josie Mendoza Geller, got to say good morning to you, too. I think she's out there having a good time in Southern Illinois, still with that nice camper that she has, doing all that cool stuff, eating apple pie in the middle of the field with the deer and good morning. Okay. So we've got two. Next, we got Mud Morganfield.
All right,
let's talk about Mud Morganfield.
So, you know, Mud Morganfield. So the word mud in the blues world is super simple. That means it's muddy waters.
Right.
And that dude is Muddy Waters' son.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, the pressure's got to be on, right? When you are somebody's icon, an iconic artist like that, son.
Right.
And this dude is amazing. Like, he's not living off of dad's name. He's an amazing artist, writer, guitar. Like, you listen to his voice, though, man, and you listen to his dad. He inherited that voice, but it's beautiful and it's great. We've never had him before. And then again, super excited to have him on here. I mean, it just adds to just another, when we put these things together, we try to look for a really interesting combination of artists that come in here, right? We've got Ruthie, who very much will compliment Jimmy Vaughn. We've got Mud over here. We've got a local kid that's opening up, Joey J. Say, out of Aurora. And so, I think he was a great addition when we were trying to figure out somebody, and especially somebody we haven't had before, because you've been doing it for so long, like finding somebody else to come on in, and he's the dude.
Yeah. Crank it up a little bit, Gabe. This is Mud Morganfield. And again, we'll put the links to these videos in the chat for you guys so that you guys can check them out at your leisure as well. And he is just one of 4 people on that day. Let me keep saying that. Like, you've got 4 amazing artists coming out, and you just can't. And for $25, you buy it early, like, seeing a concert, all day concert for $25. Come on, that's a humdinger. Y'all can't believe that. Can't believe that. That's America. Sounds really good. His newest Delmark Records CD, Portrait, comprises the entirety of Son of the Seventh Son plus 2 new tracks, Praise Him and Good Morning Little Schoolgirl. The time is 8:25 a.m. Eric Pacino, good morning to you. All right, that's Mud Morganfield. Next up,
I wish I had half the talent these folks have.
It is impressive, and I like guitar, and I've always liked guitarists, and I think I've told the story a bunch of times. Like, I have friends who play guitar, and they've tried to show me the keys and playing.
Right,
man, it's not easy.
No,
that is not easy. You can't just do that. That is a skill. That takes time to be doing it. I tried to play the key of G. It was very difficult just to do that. So I give props out to musicians.
And they make it look effortless.
Yep.
Like, that's the thing. You just watch and be like, the same way. You're like, oh, I can do it. I grab my kid's guitar, try, like, nope.
Yeah.
No. I'm going to guitar sync that.
Right. Frog in the corner, and he go right. Crambone. Okay, Kenny Neal is next. What's up with Kenny Neal?
So, Kenny Neal, same thing. We haven't had Kenny before, but I will tell you this. Buddy Guy himself found Kenny Neal when Kenny was 17.
Wow.
And he took him under his wing and helped turn him in and get that talent out of him that Kenny Neal has. This dude is known with his band. He's got this amazing 7-piece band. Their live performances are just absolutely phenomenal. Like, he came out of the Blues Awards last year, and everybody was like, super simple. Like, that's the dude. He blew everybody else off the stage on stuff.
Wow.
And he's out of Louisiana. He's got that Louisiana. Oh, right there. That was Mud, actually, right there.
Wow.
Yeah. That's Mud.
Yep. The one and only.
Yep. So, but Kenny Neal, man, you got to come to this, and you got to see, like, the energy that band and him put out. I don't know what else more to say about it, but never been here before. Absolutely amazing. Join us. Come see him. He alone's, worth the $25 when you come out to Blues on the Fox.
And when people are out there that day, though, too, you got to remember crowds, sunshine,
right?
You're hanging out, fellowship, good time, have a beer, relax, chill, selfies, pictures, videos, Instagram, all of it, the whole thing, man. You're having a good time out there for a very reasonable price.
I always tell people that my favorite concert of the year is Blues on the Fox. Mm-hmm. And there's a reason for it, because blues fans, blues lovers, I think, are very much different than anybody else because they respect all sorts of different music. They are there and they listen to, that artist. They are applauding, they're standing. And to me, when you come, I'll always remember we had a sun shower and it was, I think, Ronnie Baker Brooks that was on the stage, and people are up and they're like dancing and having fun, and it felt much like a Woodstock, you know what I mean? My next door neighbor, Paul, has been to all but 2 Blues on the Foxes, and once we got to RiverEdge Park, they met some folks the very first year. The only time they see these folks is Blues on the Fox every year. They sit in the same spot both days on Blues, and they stay in contact and stuff, but like it's that kind of camaraderie because those folks that are there appreciate the music, appreciate the artists, and if you've never been, come and just be a part of that overall experience. The artists come out and they sign autographs and take pictures and say hi, and like there is no pretense about anything. Like everybody's just there enjoying life.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. So I will be and Brett will be out there at some of the shows too as well. Brett's going to pick up his gear today, so the next time you see Brett, he will be having on his Good Morning Aurora polo, looking like Sylvester Stallone, just looking super handsome, and he's got business cards too. So when you see him out there, say hi to the brother. The time is 8:29 a.m. Tracy Duran, good morning. Joe Jackson, Sherry Melby, all of you great people. Sky Club, that was
Sky Club, that's what it is.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thank
you for that,
Leland. And Tracy, she put her Instagram in the chat. Jen Mendoza, good morning. Very cool. Ashley Harper. The University of Mississippi has several audios and information on the Bluebird sessions in the Sky Club on their website.
Nice.
Thank you for that, Tracy.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. So before we get into some more music, I do want to talk about Two Hype Crew.
Yep.
So Two Hype Crew now, that's a way different than the music that we've been displaying and showcasing here.
Very
I
much
think it goes to show the range though that RiverEdge has. Let's talk about Two Hype.
Right, yeah. So Two Hype Crew, they've been around, and really this is a group of people, when you read about them, that they love the music and the performance of, hip hop and rap. Yeah. And so they were like, this is what we're going to do, man. This is our choice on stuff. And, when you get to talk to those folks, I got a couple videos sent to me from somebody, and I always tell people, hey, I'll give every video 30 seconds because you can pretty much tell very quickly on stuff. And so somebody sent it to me and said, you guys ought to think about doing this. And we were looking for something different. And you are absolutely correct. Last year we did the I Love the 90s, so it was Vanilla Ice.
Yes.
Coolio, unfortunately, a month later passed away. Naughty by Nature, etc. And that was another example of like all these different folks from, all sorts of different economic backgrounds and races and stuff coming together and just loving it and dancing, and it was raining, and, it was really cool. And so we've been trying to get more and more different acts like that. These guys absolutely fit the bill for it, and fit the bill, but also made it affordable for everybody.
Right.
So that's why we brought them in, and they're absolutely excited to come out and play. They've never played, obviously, RiverEdge Park before.
Yeah.
We're excited to have them on here, and, we're trying to add a couple more, like, Flo and Ying Yang, et cetera, and stuff. And so it's going to be super cool. I'm telling you right now, even if it wasn't $2 or $5, you want to see these folks and bring the kids. Like, my kids are coming.
Right.
They came to I Love the 90s, danced all night long, went home. They fell asleep in the car on the way home. Yeah, like,
yes,
that's the way it should be. But
right.
It also exposes them to music that maybe they don't normally hear on a daily basis. And now, my kids liked rap and they liked hip hop, before Coolio, but then they went old school on stuff. And it was one of the most bizarre things was I have a picture of my 9-year-old, and he is on stage because Vanilla Ice brought a bunch of people up.
Yeah.
And so my kids happen to be on stage dancing, et cetera, and stuff. And there is a picture of my son, Sam, standing there talking to Coolio on stage, which you normally wouldn't see. But it was one of those, like, man, that's a moment.
That is awesome.
It's a moment that kid's going to remember. And all those guys couldn't have been nicer, more appreciative. And I tell this story about Vanilla Ice afterwards. That dude stayed for 2.5 hours at a meet and greet and actually spent time and listened to people and took videos. And he and I were walking together, and I said, thank you so much for coming, man. We really appreciate it. And he said, you kidding me? Like, what's the chances that my career got, this resurgence? And I love what I'm doing. I love being back out here again. And like everybody on that bill was amazingly appreciative of where they were. And same thing with the folks from Two Hype Crew. They're like, hey, man, this is what we do for a living.
Right.
And it's super cool.
That is awesome. So I was having I was having dinner with a friend yesterday, and I told her I was going to be interviewing you. And she wanted to ask, will Snoop Dogg ever come to RiverEdge Park? Well,
I will straight out tell you, like, we obviously had Snoop Dogg.
Mm-hmm.
We had him booked. COVID hit and it brought that to an end.
Right.
We spent 2 years trying to rebook him.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, that, in between what happened when I booked him originally to, where he is now, like, all of a sudden things blew up for him huge, right? They did the Super Bowl. He's the spokesperson for Corona, like all the TV shows.
Yeah.
He's doing the vampire movie, which was absolutely great, and they're shooting another one of those. So I got a feeling if we ever get him, it's going to be years before. Because the difference is, here's how it works. We're a 6,000 person venue. Tinley is a 23,000 person venue.
Right.
And the reality is, somebody at that level at that point is, drawing substantially more people now in his career, and we couldn't afford to get him at this point. Hopefully down the road it will happen, and God bless him. Like, there's no hard feelings about that at all. Like, your career, you never know when it's ever going to end, right?
Right.
So you got to keep going and doing your thing. So, God bless Snoop, and hopefully we'll try to get him back.
Yeah, she's a regular at the shows. She's a regular at all the Paramount, all the RiverEdge and Paramount stuff. And I did want to ask that question and segue to kind of highlight, like, the work that it takes the prep work that it takes to get these acts and these shows and these people. Let's talk about that. Talk about the team. How far out are things planned? What's the nitty gritty that goes on to making those contacts and then actually having that person on the stage, all the backup people involved, the greeters, the guy who, what's that like, since you've in your experience in industry?
So, part of my job is doing the programming for all of our venues. I don't do Broadway, that's Tim Rader, and I don't do our Bold series. Again, that's Tim Rader and Jim Cordy. So, but I do RiverEdge Park. I do the one-off shows like, Jay Leno, Willie Nelson, et cetera, inside of Paramount Theater. So what happens is we will start, I've got a list of artists that we would love to get, like on that list is everybody from, Nelly and Earth, Wind and Fire. And this year we tried to get Nelly. Mm-hmm. In fact, I spent probably 3 months thinking we were close to closing the deal. But what happens is this. I go through it, and Don King, who works with me on programming, will reach out to an agent. We'll look up, see what agency they're with, and we'll reach out to the agent responsible and say, hey, look, is Nelly, for instance, going out this summer? If they are, great. Can you let us know if send us a writer? So we need to look at their tech writers and their hospitality writers, because now we have to start pricing stuff out. And also, what's their range for the fee that they're looking for on it? So I will go through that with Dawn. We'll look through. We'll send our tech writer over to the production house or for our production department. So they will go ahead and they'll start pricing things out, because we've had artists before for, audio alone is an extra like $40,000 worth of audio visual, which adds a lot and then changes the ticket price on stuff, right? On top of what it costs. So we'll go through, they'll give us quotes. I'll start putting together a budget. We'll look at the budget and see what it's going to be. Then I will start doing research, and I'll look, for instance, for a Nelly of where else is Nelly playing right now? What's the ticket price? Is it a similar market to Aurora, Chicago? Because honestly, there's a big difference. If you're playing Ottumwa, Iowa, no disrespect to Ottumwa, you don't have competition out there. Right. So you can sell a show out easier in Ottumwa than you're going to do in Chicago. Chicago is the most competitive summer concert market in the United States.
Right.
And I'm told that by William Morris Agency and CAA and everybody else on stuff, because if you look at all the venues that are here, right? I just got off on a little tangent, but you have Lollapalooza and Ravinia and Riot Fest and, Wrigley and Soldier Field, United Center, etc. So we go through, we look at the pricing, we look at the range, and then we try to match pricing that will be more affordable here in Aurora for everybody that we're trying to reach. And I will then take the budget. I will send it to Tim Rader. Tim, I will talk about it. We'll go through it. We'll look at the ticket pricing. At that point, that's when we decide, okay, it looks like this, and we will do forecasting. We'll work with marketing, etc. We'll bring other people in audience services. We will then find out if the artist is going to be available and come through the Midwest. We will start sending them avails. We sent Nellie 3 different rounds of availability, and the first round didn't work, and it's probably like 8 or 9 dates. Send them a second round. Those didn't work. We sent them a third round. It looked like 2 dates might work. So they had the offer. They were considering it. We went back and forth for months, not even negotiating at that point, just trying to figure out, because the agent's job is to build a route.
Right.
So, oftentimes they do like 3 shows in a row, but you got to keep that driving close enough. So if you're going from here to Michigan, it's got to be probably like a 4 or 5 hour ride. They don't want to drive 9 hours and then go do a show on stuff. When it was all said and done, we got the final word. It just wasn't going to work out with their routing for us this year in the time frame they were trying to do our show. So boom. And we have literally spent now, I don't know, 6 hours, 7 hours on that particular artist. We look at about 50 to 60 artists a year.
Right.
Just for RiverEdge Park to try to get 15 to 20 artists.
Wow.
Yeah, and it doesn't always mean doesn't always mean that we put budgets together, because we'll be told like, hey, they're going out, but they're already booked. We can't tell you where, but they're coming to Chicago. It happens with Lollapalooza a lot. So that's what you go through to end up with where we are on stuff. And there's also a difference between, some artists don't want to play what's called a hard ticket. We are a hard ticket. So that means a hard ticket is actually you're coming specifically to see a show. A soft ticket is a fair and festivals like the State Fair or when RibFest used to be there, etc. So they will go to a soft one knowing they're going to come back to the market later on in the year.
Right.
And so they call it burning a venue. They don't want to burning a play. They don't want to burn a hard ticket play if they're going to come back and they're going to play UIC or United Center or whatever. So they would rather play something where they're technically the secondary draw to that thing. Behind the scenes. I just
learned. Mind blown. We don't have an explosion button, but.
So, and a good example is like oftentimes RibFest would get artists that we couldn't get at our place, because RibFest is a soft ticket.
Right.
Because it's the RibFest, and then you have the concert on top of it. And we were straight out told, hey, look, the artist is coming back. They don't want to burn to play with you guys. They're going to go into Chicago or wherever it is. And so that goes away. So those are the elements that go into literally trying to program. So, and it also comes to cost. Like people are like, hey, get Foo Fighters. I know what Foo Fighters cost. We could afford Foo Fighters. Right. They're way too expensive. And for us, RiverEdge Park, it takes 182 people to produce one show at RiverEdge Park on site that day.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a park. You got to remember, like during the weekday, it is a park that we turn into a concert venue for the weekend. So right now it's open. You can go out. You can go hang out. The only place you can't get to is on the stage.
Right.
But after that, what happens is we started having to put up the fencing and the barricades and the tents and the bars, et cetera. And so, like oftentimes people say like, why do you guys shut the bike paths down the day before a concert? It's because we literally now have to set up the park and turn it into a concert venue.
Right.
And it's also for, honestly, security reasons.
Yeah.
Like we want to make sure that things are closed, people are coming in, limit any kind of problems we may have, et cetera, and stuff.
Right. Wow.
But it's cool. Like we are so unique when it comes to that. And the people that work there are amazing and they're in it and we're lucky to work with the people we have, both the artists. And I will say this, I can't tell you the amount of artists that we've had on stage. Ryan Tedder from One Republic, the guys from Montgomery Gentry and, B.B. King, you name it, Idina Menzel, come to our place and talk about how cool it is, because from their perspective at night, they see the City of Aurora behind the audience and they think it's beautiful. You have the river right there. Like Alan Jackson, when he was there, the boats are lined up on the river. Yeah. And he's literally shooting t-shirts out to the river to try to get people, and they're playing people out there. And it's cool, like that whole overall experience. And artists thoroughly enjoy their time when they come here. And we always tell people, like a great speech we got was we had Kiss, an iconic rock band. And we got together with those guys, and we have a meeting with their tour manager and their head of security and our staff. And their tour manager was like, it's simple. We've been doing this for almost 50 years or whatever it is. And he said, we want to make sure that we're partners, like that we want to put the best experience on for everybody in the audience, for the band, and for you folks. Please, thank you, blah, blah, blah. Let's work together. And like, that's a perfect example of collaboration of art. All these people who truly are artists in their own way, you know, the people who are hanging lights, the people who are, you know, honestly, who are sitting there and greeting you and getting you to your seats, doing all those kind of things. Every ounce of what happens the minute that you buy a ticket to the time you leave, we all have an input on that. And our overall goal is to make it the best experience for everybody possible. And I think we do that a lot. You know, I really and truly do. I'm proud of what we do and the people. I'm just like Mick Jagger, right? I just put on tights and I go out front and I dance around. It's all these people, Kevin Burles, Marine, Christian, and everybody else behind the scenes that do it.
Well, you guys do a fantastic job, man. Fantastic job. Now you guys do, and it shows. It shows in the work that you guys do. It shows in the quality of the shows that you guys have, though, as well. I'm glad people got to hear about what it takes to do that.
Yeah.
And the fact that you guys still have such an affordable, great ticket price and producing such a great show for folks to take part in. I mean, it's I live closer now to RiverEdge Park. It's in my backyard pretty much. I live on the east side. I can see things. It's a hop, skip, and a jump now.
Nice.
It's a quick bike walk down there. Or bike
so this
walk.
summer you'll text me and be like, hey,
A bike walk? How you walk?
Can you turn up the volume? Is that what's going to be? Like, hey, Jim, it's Curtis. Can you turn that up? I can't hear it from my patio. Great,
Hey,
thanks, man.
tell Ario to move over a little
Right
bit
to
to
the
the right.
left. There you go. Everybody shift on the count of three. Great.
No, I'm gonna. No, we'll be out there. We'll be out there taking part and watching the shows. Brett's gonna be there. Gonna be there too. So
Brett,
it's
stay
gonna
off
be
the
awesome.
stage though. Got it?
Yeah.
No trying to rush the stage, dude.
All right. So the time is 8:45 a.m. Gonna take another quick commercial break here, real quick. Michael Rayford is here. Good morning. BTP, Brent Jimenez, Jay Kelly, rock on you too. Yeah, we're rocking on, my brother. We are rocking on. Papa Love, good morning. Gonzalez Uzdavia, good morning. And Norma Peterson, she says she loves RiverEdge Park. Here's something fun. Put in the chat, all of you great listeners, what was your favorite show that you saw at RiverEdge Park? Put that in the chat, and we'll shout out some of those here in a couple of minutes. Okay. I got something very important to tell you guys about, and I want to just bend your ears real quick as we talk about this. So tomorrow actually is the Blue Cross Community Health Plan and Blue Cross Community MMAI quarterly community stakeholder committee meeting, and you're all invited. It's going to be 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. tomorrow at the Santori Library, 101 South River Street. That's a downtown Aurora Public Library right across from Society 57. Lunch is provided if you go in, or it'll be virtual via Zoom. And registration is required. We've posted the link, or we posted this flyer and everything, so please check that out. Register. The guest speaker is going to be Sarah Gray, Executive Director of NAMI KDK, Cultural Competence Humility. NAMI KDK is a fantastic organization. NAMI stands for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Dear friends of ours, get to know more about them on Facebook and on YouTube, and also, or Instagram, excuse me. And also Frida Kahlo's birthday. There's going to be a fantastic celebration taking place with our friends Jose Torres, Angie Garcia, and Martin Martinez. Fox Valley Mall is the place, 195 Fox Valley Center, July 8th, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. For more information, call 630-881. And hold on, he put the QR code on top of the numbers. Well, he put 5 digits at the end, so I don't know which 5, right? So it's 630. Here's the whole number he put: 630-881-03787. Now it's either 0378 or 3787. I don't really know. So what we're gonna do is I'll post a flyer and I'll let you guys decide. Type in what you want to do there, and I'll ask him for an updated flyer. But definitely, July 8th is going to be the day. Frida Kahlo's birthday. Lots of great businesses, vendors out there. Take an afternoon off and go go hang out there. Buenos Dias Aurora will be there as well, chilling and broadcasting. Okay, Gonzalez says the Beatles. She saw the Beatles.
Oh, she, wow. It was the Beatles tribute. Those guys are amazing.
Beatles tribute, yeah.
And I'm drawing a blank on their names. But yeah, and they do early Beatles, and then they do the, Beatles from the Mushroom days.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But those guys are awesome.
I love that song. I remember when I was a kid, when I actually picked up on the lyrics and could understand. When he said, 1 and 1 and 1 is 3. I was like, whoa. I was like, I'm going to love this song forever. And
Earle Smith did a good cover of that later on.
Yes, they did. Ashley Harper says Blues on the Fox is her favorite. Thank you very much for that, Ashley. And Wendy Connell says Blues on the Fox, Jason Derulo.
Oh, right. Yeah, Jason Derulo. I will tell you this. Interesting that Jason Derulo is part of, so I see all these riders, right? And, people ask me all the time, like, what's the craziest thing you saw? But Jason Derulo in the rider asks for a Nerf basketball hoop and ball. I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. And so what we found out is part of their ritual before he goes on stage is he and the dancers do a Nerf basketball game in the green room. So they move all the couches and do all this stuff. And they literally, it smelled like a locker room. Everybody was sweaty and blah, blah, blah. And then you all get together and be like, all right, let's go. And they go on out. We still have that Nerf basketball hoop. And so when I go out and I talk to schools, I bring it with me, and then the kids, I put it up on the door, and kids can shoot and jam on the same Nerf hoop as Jason Derulo.
Nice.
He put on
cool.
an amazing show.
Okay, and then she also said Lady A, 16 candles, all of them.
Right.
Very cool.
Yeah, Lady A was a great, I'll always remember I walked out on stage, and all you see was this sea of people. And, I tell people all the time, everybody once in their life should be able to come out and do a house announcement, because you walk out and say, good evening, everyone, and welcome to RiverEdge Park, and the place goes nuts for no reason whatsoever. And so then, you feel full of yourself. And then, when I get home, Tanya tells me, like, great, super. So go say goodnight to the kids, Mr. MC, and let's get back to nobody's giving you applause.
Can you throw out those chicken bones now, honey?
But it's super cool to even, and I can't imagine every single night of your life, like that's what they do. And even the bigger crowds, I play Wembley, 100,000 people go nuts. All you have to do is step out on stage.
All right. Mary Foltz is here. Good morning to you, Mary Foltz. Mary Foltz is the executive director of CAN, C-A-A-N, the Community Advocacy Awareness Network. She's a great lady in the community, has been for a long time, doing many great things, including feeding people and providing socks and other garments, things to improve your quality of life and give dignity to those less fortunate. Get to know more about her on Facebook. I don't think Mary has an Instagram, but you can definitely follow her, and shout out to the organization here on Facebook as well. The time is 8:51. Dang.
Well, can I say something? Jay Kelly just sent me this. Jay Kelly is the PR art publicist for RiverEdge Park and Paramount, etc. Right. So he just said Ruthie Foster and Kingfish both won the 2023 Blues Music Foundation Top Contemporary Female and Male Artist last week.
Ooh, congratulations.
So each one of those. So, right, the Friday night first act and the headliner on Saturday night are the Contemporary Male and Female Blues Artists of the Year.
Absolutely fantastic. And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, thank you very much for that, Jay. Jay Kelly is the man. He also put, Jay Kelly helped us to get a great interview last year with Jim Cordy.
Oh, right.
And the writer, I think Nancy Lozano, who was a writer of Bull. Yes, that was a great morning interview that we did at the Copley Theater.
Yeah.
That was a good one. So thank you very much.
And Jay. It was amazing production.
Thank you. It was really good. So don't forget that early bird discount is still going on. You need to purchase your tickets by June 1st. And man, we're talking $15, $15 up to $25.
Right.
For a show.
Yeah, you can't beat it. And whatever it is, like Friday Night of Blues is $15 up until June 1st, and then it goes to 25. Saturday's 25, and then goes to 35 on June 1st. But same thing for, we've got an amazing group of also like high-end tribute bands that, the difference in prices. If you buy, one of my guilty pleasures is the Bee Gees. And so, like I say it all the time, I grew up on like amazing music with the Beatles and, Rolling Stones and Black Sabbath. And then, I'm up in my bedroom singing Bee Gees songs with my brush because I had long blonde hair down to my shoulders in those days.
Oh, wow.
So, but, and it's amazing. We've get 3,500, 4,000 people that come out for it. And it's, it's not just the disco music of the Bee Gees, it's all those. But, you can come see that. I think it's $12 if you buy it now, or it's $20 after June 1st. And it's another one of those, like, a ton of people bring their kids to it, introduce them to that kind of music, and everybody's up and dancing and having fun. And it's just another affordable night.
Yeah, my son loves, we like The Who.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. We won't be fooled again. And my son loves Tribe Called Quest. He loves Tribe. Dad, can we play Tribe Called Quest? Like, can we?
Have you seen the documentary?
No, I've not.
There's a documentary out. Absolutely awesome.
I gotta check it out.
I would highly recommend it.
I gotta check that out. So real quick, with the little bit of time that we have left, and then I, of course, I'm going to give Mr. Jarvis here the last word. Marissa Amoni is here. Good morning, Marissa Amoni. Marissa's our dear friend. We did a live show at Wickwood House just last week for their 1-year anniversary. She says Pat Benatar was maybe my favorite show at RiverEdge Park, but so many great shows. Willie Nelson, Chris Christopherson, etc.
I will say two things. One, she was at Pat Benatar. It was 109 degrees with the heat index in the park. She was on it was Melissa Etheridge and her. Melissa Etheridge opened. She came out in a pure leather outfit. Jammed. I mean, just killed it. And then Pat Benatar came out. Even when that sun went down, it was still unholy hot out there on stuff. But the cool thing was, like, they never stop and they keep doing it. And then Willie Nelson, when he was here, he has a recording studio in his bus. I happened to be walking past it, and he was recording a brand new song that I was walking with his tour manager, and he's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. That's new. He hasn't even released that yet, which I was like, super cool. And yes, when he opens that bus door, it's like a Cheech Chong movie.
Shout out to Willie Nelson, famous, iconic artist. So I'm not going to be able to deliver all of this summer concert season. We will make sure that this gets posted, but we will keep reiterating this as the week goes on, up until these dates. But 26th is the Blues on the Fox Festival, Friday and Saturday, June 16th through the 17th. June 16th, Ruthie Foster is at 7 p.m. Jimmy Vaughn's at 9. Saturday the 17th, boy, listen to this. 3 p.m. you got Joey Say. 5 p.m. is Mud Morganfield. 7 p.m. is Kenny Neal. And then 9 p.m. is Chris Stone, Kingfish, Ingram.
And I will say that dude, literally everyone calls him the future of blues. His debut album, he's only like 24 years old, spent 91 weeks at number 1.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, that's how talented.
Feat. Yep.
And they've already shot him up to saying he will be one of the greatest guitarists of all time across all musical genres, because he's just that good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. The time is 8:56 a.m. So, Jennifer, we got one more. Melissa was awesome. Afterwards, my girls and I jumped into the swimming pool fully clothed. Great night. That's awesome. Jennifer Del Debbio. And Melissa said, it's okay. We will all melt together. Nice. Okay. So, as you know, the show ends on a positive note. First of all, thank you for coming again, man.
Yeah, dude.
So good to see you again, man.
Me.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a blast, an absolute blast.
We appreciate it.
And congratulations on all this.
Thank you.
I remember last year when we talked, and I know I'm cutting you off, but
it's all good.
Talking about, how you started this, and it was in your bathroom, and you had an idea that you wanted to do, and here we are now, and it just keeps evolving, getting bigger and bigger. and you're still the same humble dude you've always been. You're a community guy who loves this community. So congratulations to you and to Gabriel and to Brett and all you guys. Hard work, man. This takes a lot of work. I understand it. So
thank you very much. And shout out to Monica and Karina as well for the Buenos Dias Aurora team. We keep working together and making good stuff. So the show ends on a positive note. What is your message today for the great listeners and our great people here in Aurora, man?
I will say this. I saw I have a Facebook friend of a person I used to improvise with, Mary Jo, and there was a picture of her that a friend of hers took, and she was at the Grand Canyon, and the sun was coming up, and she just happened to be standing there and like embracing it with her arms wide open. And I saw that, and I sent her a message saying like, right there, like that is the epitome of what we are. We're this speck in this greater, cosmos that's going on. Yeah. And, like just enjoying it and taking in the moments. And, she even said like life was peaceful at that point. Everything was good. And I think that's what it is. Like people need to take a step back, look at what's going on, breathe it in, and just be nice to one another. Like that's where it all starts. I think half the problems we have is if everybody would just listen a little bit to each other, be respectful of each other, and then just drink it and enjoy it, man. The world would be a better place.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you guys enjoyed today's show, and we hope that you enjoyed our new look, something new. So, this is it. We've got a whole lot of different things to do. We just celebrated 3 years anniversary. Get ready to see more things. Good Night Aurora is now a thing. It has been birthed. It's in the we're swaddling. All you parents out there, right? See, we got something for everybody. So thank you very much once again for Mr. Jim Jarvis coming on. The concert series is coming up. We told you guys about it. Early bird tickets are available. Shout out to RiverEdge Park, Paramount Theater as well. Tim Rader, Jim Cordy, all of you guys, and of course, our dear friend, Jay Kelly. Take care of yourself and each other. We out.
Thank you.